When do we go to court on that issue, Tammy?
When?
When?
We'll go on July 10th is when the magistrate scheduled it.
When did we file the paperwork to the magistrate to get the court date?
At least a month ago.
Okay.
Holidays, election day.
Yeah, well, I mean, why does it take us so long to respond to an issue?
Well, that is actually why it's on the agenda, the procedures for resident complaints.
That's-
Unfortunately, a lot of residents think that we see the problem that they have and don't actually file a written complaint, or they're worried, like this gentleman, they're worried about repercussions, and until we get a written complaint, Tammy doesn't even know it's a problem. And so sometimes problems
Maybe we
happen
need
for
to
2
do a
months.
hotline or something,
Something.
because
Well, that's why it's on the
I
agenda.
run
What
by
can we
that
do?
property every day since it burned down, before it burned down. It was a mess before it burned down.
But until
Yes,
there's
it was.
until there's a written.
Wasn't it?
It's been like that. It looks like a junkyard.
It makes the
It's
big
big
side
now.
look good.
When Mr. and Mrs. Kilkenstein had that property, there was never a problem. And even when he passed away, his niece kept the grass cut.
Well, I
It's just-
personally have an issue for people, you know, we're middle-class people. Our property is one of our biggest assets. And you're living next to somebody that keeps, it's deplorable, they didn't even cut the grass, everything's a big damn argument. It just reduces the value of our property, right?
Right.
So, you know, I think it's a situation that we need to be more proactive on it. And I don't know the jingle jangle stuff, all this bureaucracy that we go through. I think we need to be more timely.
Which is why we have it on the agenda. Tammy is very timely, however, until somebody makes a complaint, Tammy doesn't judge on it.
I'm not saying she should, she doesn't
Tammy
live in
doesn't
the
know
area.
about it until somebody makes a written complaint, and then we can act in a timely manner, but unfortunately, I think sometimes a neighbor looks at it until it absolutely is they're already to a frustration level. Why isn't somebody doing something that she doesn't know?
I'm not, Tammy's fine, I'm not, it's not a question of her skills at the time and whatever. I think we lack as Union Township to supervise and check these things out.
That would be a great, during when we get to the agenda, maybe you have some ideas of who would drive around, who would
I don't,
supervise,
you
who
know,
would.
fly over with on a broom or something, I don't care.
But
There's a
that's
lot of that
easy to
stuff
say,
that
because
exists.
we have to appoint someone to be that.
Well, then let's get moving
That's what
on
I'm
it.
saying, that's why it's
I
on the
agree.
agenda.
I
In the
agree.
meantime, does anybody have an objection to Tammy following that procedure of an unsafe truck through that?
No, I don't know.
No one has an issue with that?
No, I think it's good.
Okay, just to make sure it's done.
We gotta
Tammy knows
vote
what
on
to
that?
do.
No, she's already did it.
She knows what to
Already,
do.
she knows what to do.
I mean, the thing's been a mess for months and months, enough's enough. It's no different than this Tuscany thing with glosses. How long we keep talking about it?
Okay, so,